Breaking news, breaking news. Alexander Isak wants out of Newcastle. Now, what has that got to do with Arsenal, you may ask? Well, it has a lot to do with Arsenal and it has a lot to do with Liverpool. Liverpool, about 10 days ago, tabled a bid for Alexander Isak. The response from Newcastle was he is not for sale. So that was the response, and everything just went about its business. Nothing happened. Now, today, the 24th of July, Alexander Isak comes out and he says to Newcastle, his employers, that he wants to consider a possible move away. Now, that may mean he would like to go to Liverpool, but does that mean that Arsenal could get in the act? Would Arsenal, after all the legwork that Arsenal have been doing and scrimping around for Gyökeres, will they go for Isak as well as an additional striker? Well, we can't have four strikers at Arsenal, can we? We can't have Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, who's injured, Gyökeres, as well as Isak. It's not possible. It's not possible. We can't have all four of these strikers. I mean, two are going to be disappointed, at least. Two are going to be disappointed. Surely, we could do a Chelsea and have four strikers, but Isak could go to Liverpool, but Liverpool have just signed Ikatike. That's the other thing. They went for Isak. The answer from Newcastle was not for sale, so they quickly moved on to Ikatike, incidentally, who Newcastle also wanted, but because Liverpool came into the frame, Ikatike said he wanted to go to Liverpool. So he's now gone to Liverpool, and Newcastle are left high and dry in the Ikatike race. They're going to be left high and dry in the Alexander Isak race as well, because Alexander Isak is he's unhappy about a few things. One of them being his wage. He believes he believes he can get more money if he was to move away from Newcastle, and that's his belief. So it is going to be quite interesting as to what happens now that he's come out and he said that he wants to consider a possible move away. Now, does that move away mean that Arsenal is not in the frame? Could Arsenal be in the frame to get Alexander Isak as well as Gyökeres? They're both Sweden internationals. They both play together at international level. Could they both be at the same club? Would it be possible for Arsenal to hijack a move for Isak to Liverpool and Arsenal hijack the move? Because Arsenal is a big club. Arsenal can, if they want. If they really, really want, they could get Isak as well as Gyökeres, as well as Eze, as well as as well as Eze, as well as Isak as well. They could if they really, really wanted the striker. I mean, the ideal striker for Arsenal before the window opened, or as the window opened, was Isak. but that one was sort of like a long shot because Isak, uh, Newcastle had Newcastle had Newcastle had qualified for Champions League, so we thought it was out of bounds, but that is not the case. It seems like Isak is not out of bounds. It seems like his head has been turned. What's going to happen, we don't know. Incidentally, Newcastle on the 27th of July, that's Sunday, this Sunday play Arsenal in a friendly in Singapore. Alexander Isak is not on the plane to Singapore, and it's now the revelation that he wants to move away from Newcastle. Now, Newcastle are moving in a quick fashion because if there is a sale, and it is, let's say, for example, if let's say the sale is to Liverpool, now Newcastle are exploring the option of moving in for Sesko. So that could be an option. But should Arsenal be in the frame for Alexander Isak? I mean, he and Gyökeres would link up very well. And Isak does play on the left-hand side. So the outlay, though, would be huge. The outlay would be huge. But would Newcastle take a 5-year plan and a 5-year payment plan? Would Newcastle be keen on that? Would they take that 150 odd million for Isak? I personally think that the boat has already sailed for Isak, and we should be looking at tying down Gyökeres squarely and firmly, and then looking at a left winger or a midfield option as well. So a left winger and a midfielder option as well. So I'm looking at, we should be looking at tying down Gyökeres as well as an Abirichi Eze. So that is that is that is my feeling. I have a message here from, I think it's Hamza. Do you think Liverpool should sign Isak and Rodrigo? Well, I think they should sign, if they were to sign anyone, maybe they should sign Isak. But I'm not a Liverpool supporter. So really, I'm not, this is an Arsenal-based channel. And Isak has some connections with Arsenal. Although he has preferred or had said that he would prefer a move to Liverpool, he cannot rule out Arsenal because Thierry Henry was his idol, so to say. So it's an up in the air debate. It's an up in the air debate. But I think Arsenal need to be calm in this situation, and they've got their man already. It's Gyökeres, and I believe Gyökeres can even do better, can be better than Isak. I believe that Gyökeres can score goals, can bang them in, and I believe he can be challenging for the Golden Boot as well as for trophies for Arsenal. So that's my belief. That's my belief. That is my belief. Let's see here. That is my belief. So it's a up in the air situation. I'll be bringing updates and news as the days and the weeks go by on this situation. But really, Alexander Isak, I mean, the two of them, Alexander Isak and Gyökeres, can play together because they play together in the Sweden national team. So that is the only reason. Should they play at club level as well? Is the conundrum. So that's it for today. But the news or the breaking news is that Alexander Isak wants out of Newcastle, and it has a repercussion on Arsenal, because do Arsenal go in for Isak? It's a question that is up in the air, and we'll just have to wait and see.